Hi, I'm Jerry Sandusky, voice of the Baltimore Ravens.
Touchdown, Ravens!
And you're listening to the Extra Point Show.
From the Extra Point Studios right here in Charm City, this is the Extra Point Show, the return of the Extra Point Show. I'm your host, Vasilios, and today we are coming off a electric win in the Bronx as the Orioles took down the Yankees 17-5 last night. I got a little bit of highlight snackage here for you, and we'll head to the Bronx right now and hear exactly what the O's did.
Great. Mullins, fly ball into deep right field, at the wall, and gone! The Cedric Mullins Show continues in the Bronx.
Here's Mountcastle.
Mountcastle down to third. That's a fair ball. Inside the bag. Headed for the left field corner. 2 runs have scored. Rutschman trying to make it 3. And he is in there well ahead of the throw. It's a dream start in the Bronx.
And here's going to flip around and hit right hand.
This time Anthony powers one to right. At the wall. And that one's gone. Found the short porch of the blue seats in right center. And Santander gets to double digits in the month. Hayes with a rocket, elevated to left center field. Austin Hayes into the Oriole bullpen. Austin Hayes, first hit of the game, comes with authority.
Oh, yes, Austin Hayes with a long ball today. They are ripping the doors off of Yankee Stadium.
And what a win it was. And today, obviously bringing back the podcast after a 3-year hiatus here of my time down in New Orleans. Now I'm back home. I'm excited to be back. So I figured I would dust this off a little bit. And who better to have on than we talked about the Orioles to start. One of the future faces of the team. We got Dylan Beavers of the Bowie Baysox on here. Dylan, thank you so much for joining me today, bro. It's really exciting to have you on to kind of help me bring this thing back in.
Yeah, thank you.
So first I got to ask you, because there's so much excitement surrounding the major league team right now, what is it like to just be part of this? And you kind of look at this and you're like, wow, okay, I can seriously contribute to this team that is, I would say is a World Series contender right now.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome coming up in an organization that's seeing so much success at the major league level. And, I'm hoping, obviously, that one day I can contribute to the Orioles and be a part of that team. That would be a pretty special group to be a part of and see, a lot of winning in the future for them. So, hopefully that's where I end up.
So you were drafted a couple of years ago now, and what's your journey been like so far? I know I've talked to plenty of guys in your position before. I talked to Jordan Westberg right after he was drafted, and look where he is now. So, what's your journey been like? How have people been treating you? Just give me the rundown.
Yeah, I feel like since I got to the Orioles, I've developed a ton, and I've met a ton of new people, and made a bunch of lifelong friends, I think, since I got to the Orioles, and so that's pretty awesome. I was thinking about it the other day. I'm coming up on 2.5 years playing in the Orioles system, and it's about the same time that I spent in college. So I've realized I've become pretty close with this group, especially the players. And it's pretty special just being a part of it. And I feel like the Orioles do a great job as far as player development. And I feel like I've gotten a whole lot better since I got here. So it's just been a great experience overall.
So going from playing college ball to the O's, like what's it like? What's the difference between the collegiate ranks and then the minor league ranks?
it's a lot harder. That's the first thing. I think that, that's a key contributor to my development is like, you're being challenged every single day. And yeah, it's definitely more difficult. There's more games. And I think that's kind of the main thing is you're just going to get better because you're forced to almost.
Now, being here, like off the field stuff, like I know you've only been here for a couple of years now, but you got to have a favorite spot to eat.
To eat?
Yeah, to eat, bro. Come on.
I don't know. I'm not much of a foodie. Like, I get your name brand stuff. It's Cane's, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, all that stuff. I'm trying to think.
Now, hang on here. And while you have time to think here, I need to ask you about the Cane's thing because this is so divisive, especially at work for me. There's constantly the conversation about, is the Cane's chicken actually good without the sauce? And I personally think it's no. Do you have a personal opinion on that?
I think the sauce is an important piece there. I don't think I would like it as much without the cane sauce. So I agree with you on that.
All right. Well, that's that. So, I mean, like anything, and like, what else? What do you like to do off the field? Like, obviously, you mentioned you're not a foodie, but like, what do you do when you don't have the cleats tied on and you don't have a bat in your hand?
I spend a lot of time on my PlayStation. So I do that, and then when I'm at home in Florida, I'll usually it's fishing and golf is what I spend most of my time doing. I haven't fished a ton up here. I I went a few times last year and didn't have much luck. And I don't really golf in season just because I'm a little tired from playing games. So, but yeah, it's a lot of PlayStation is kind of what I get into. Is Nintendo, the Switch when we're in season.
Any particular games for the PlayStation?
Yeah, right now I've been playing a lot of PGA golf, and then 2K basketball, Fortnite. Yeah.
No, I have to ask. I was gonna say I have to ask for 2K. What do you play like My Career?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I assume you have like friends you run with. What do you play in the game? Like what positions do you make your play?
So I have a ton. I have every position, but like the main one I have a 6'6" point guard. That's kind of my bread and butter, playmaker, sharpshooter. So
man,
yeah.
you're speaking my language right now. That's exactly what I build. It's my friend and I. He runs the big. He makes some 7'3" demigod, and I make a 6'6" point guard with the Tyrese Halliburton pass animations. And then I got like a 94 3-point shot. So yeah, a playmaker, sharpshooter, 100%. We got to run sometime, Dylan. Now come on.
Yeah, no doubt.
I can play the two. I'm more of a CJ McCollum off ball guard. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
You mentioned Fortnite too. I get on every once in a while if I'm like feeling competitive, and my friends and we want to run. Are you one of those guys that goes into the store and buys skins for your game for the games?
No, I just use the same skin that I got like way back when the game first came out, the Black Knight skin. That's the only one I use. So I haven't bought a skin in forever. But
yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I get like the VC like throughout, like I've been playing like for years. So like I had the collected from winning however many games, whatever. And so like I have like the I don't know if you're a big Star Wars guy, but I have like the Boba Fett skin. I have the Venom skin from Spider-Man. So that's where that's why I like cycle through those, but it's fun.
Yeah.
No, I know you said you do a lot of PlayStation, you do fishing. What's like, in your opinion, the best place to fish?
I think Florida, probably. I mean, I grew up in California and fishing there. We just kind of snuck onto golf courses and tried to catch a little bass out of their ponds. But I mean, in Florida, there's so much you can catch, especially in the ocean. So I think Florida probably takes the cake as far as best fishing.
What? No, you got to tell me, what's like the biggest fish you've ever caught?
I haven't caught really any big fish. I'm not a professional angler by any means, but um, maybe a few pound bass, nothing crazy. But yeah.
How's it been with the Baysox? Like, just like, I know we talked about the organization as a whole already, but like just the Baysox specifically, from my experience with them, they're really easy to work with. They're very accommodating. I mean, I couldn't say a bad thing about them, but I would love to hear what you have to say about them.
Yeah, I mean, they do a really good job. I mean, they're definitely like player oriented. So I think you can really succeed. So they just provide everything you could possibly need, and it makes it so every guy's in a good spot.
Now, do you like down there? You kind of gotta build these relationships with your teammates, and you guys essentially become like brothers, right? Like, so is there anyone that you're like super particularly close with on your team?
Yeah, I mean, there's a good handful of guys. I'd say like the first one that comes to mind would be Max Wagner, just because kind of since the jump, since we got here, I've roomed with him. I'm not right now, but he was hurt to start the year. But yeah, I've roomed with him pretty much all throughout. I think since we were in Delmarva, and then he stayed at my house in spring training too. So I've spent a ton of time with Max, and so become really close with him. And yeah, he's a great dude. But there's a lot of guys in our org that are really good dudes, and we're all kind of striving for a common goal. So yeah, you get pretty close with these guys, especially because you're just spending so much time around them.
You close with your family?
Yeah.
Do they ever come out and visit and catch some games?
Yeah, they come out. They've come out once this year, but they'll come out again. So, I mean, last year they came out 3 or 4 times, but in college they came to every series pretty much in college. It's a little bit more difficult now, just because there's so many games to catch and they're all the way across the country. But yeah, they come out as much as they can. If they're not out here, they're watching it on the stream. So yeah, they're pretty supportive.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been great to get to know you and to just to hear a little bit from you. And I know a lot of people that are going to be listening to this are just like, hey, this guy is going to be. I know a lot of folks personally that are like, well, when are they going to start calling up Dylan Beavers to AAA? When is he going to make his major league debut? And I mean, you already got a lot of fans here, and then that's for a team as good as it is right now, and it's loaded at every position. Like, you have a lot of folks that are like preying on your success. So like, what does that mean? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, coming from Cal Berkeley, it's, there's not a ton of baseball fans. So it's not, West Coast baseball is a little bit different than like the SEC and the ACC. There's not a ton of fans. So it's pretty cool. It's extra motivation, because you want to prove those people right. And